I was 11 years old then. Every morning, I walked to school with the same notebook, the same pencil, but with a little less of myself each day. Our village was small, yet our lives were vast. We were 5 siblings, noisy, restless, but full of love. My mother rose before dawn to bake bread at the tandoor. And my father, before leaving for his job at the government office, would always say the same thing. Never forget to be good, my daughter. Everything else will follow. Back then, I didn't understand how heavy a prayer that was. Now I do. Being good is sometimes harder than staying alive. My father was loved by everyone. He quietly delivered flour to poor families, carried wood for the old who couldn't. Good deeds, he'd say, should stay hidden because once shown, they lose their purity. But one day, we found ourselves in a time when even goodness had become a crime. Our identities were being erased. Our names, our language, even our songs were forbidden. When my mother called out to me in our own tongue on the street, people would turn in fear. An entire people's voice was being silenced, and we were trapped in that silence. Then one night, someone knocked on our door. I can still hear that sound. My father's face went pale. When he opened the door, one of his old colleagues stood there, eyes wet, hands trembling. He whispered, barely loud enough for anyone to hear, "Don't stay here tonight. They're coming before dawn. They're going to kill you all." My father only bowed his head. He didn't say a word. The man left, and the house fell silent except for the ticking of the clock and my mother's shaky breathing. "What are we going to do?" she asked. "Leave," my father said firmly. "I won't let my daughter's breath be stopped by a bullet." That night, we left our home. Even the moon seemed afraid of us. The streets were silent. One of my brothers cried, another had fallen asleep. I just held my father's hand and never let go. The warmth of that hand. Maybe it was the only thing keeping us alive that night. At dawn, smoke rose in the distance. Our house was burning. The radio crackled with a voice. "Another terraced house has been raided." My father didn't cry, but the light in his eyes died that morning. We could never stay there again. He decided to send us across the border through human smugglers. He would not come. He knew they would be looking for him. That night it rained. We were loaded into the back of a truck. My mother was crying. I clung to my father. "I'm not going," I said. "I won't go anywhere without you." He bent down, took my hands gently, and whispered, "Sometimes a father protects his family not by staying, but by leaving." He looked into my eyes. "Until I come, look up at the stars," he said. "Whenever one falls, know that I'm thinking of you." When the truck started moving, the rain hit the windows. My father grew smaller in the distance. The rain fell harder, and so did my tears. That was the night my childhood screamed without a sound. We went through so much on the road. We walked by night, hid by day. One night, crossing a river beyond the border, my mother carried me on her back. "Don't make a sound," she whispered. Not even the water should hear us. I held my breath and prayed for my father. When we finally reached another country, even the sky looked foreign. We were surrounded by people whose words we couldn't understand. News from my father came now and then, a note, a message passed through someone we knew. "I'm fine," he said. "I'll come soon." But that soon never came. Years passed. I went back to school. I learned a new language, a new name, a new way to exist. Yet with every new word I learned, my father's voice faded a little more. Then one morning, my mother stood at the door, trembling, a letter in her hand. Tears ran down her face as she whispered only one word. Shot. Time stopped. I fell to my knees, and all I could whisper was, "So, the stars will never fall again, Father?" My mother said, "That star now lives inside our hearts." But I knew that star had already gone dark. When the news came, something inside me collapsed. But it wasn't just a father I lost. Inside that emptiness lay a childhood, a homeland, an identity, and a conscience. Years have gone by. I've grown up. I live now in a foreign city, under a different sky. My passport is different, even my name is pronounced differently. But the girl inside me is still 11 years old. She still believes she's holding her father's hand. She still looks up at the night sky, waiting for a star to fall. Sometimes I see him in my dreams. He's holding a small lantern, smiling. He walks toward the darkness. I run after him and shout, "Father, wait for me." But he never turns back. Then there's only silence. Only the sound of the wind remains. And each time, I feel the same truth. Some people never die. They just vanish along with their conscience.